All right, let's get right into it. Welcome to this explainer. Today we're unpacking a really wild financial paradox that honestly traps so many of us. We're talking about the true cost of lifestyle, and specifically why earning more money often leaves you with less actual cash in your pocket. I know, it totally defies logic, right? You make more, you should have more. But as we're going to see today, the math of human behavior tells a completely different story.
Listen to this. You just got a raise. Congratulations. You're about to be broke. Sounds super dramatic, I know. But I've literally watched this happen so many times to friends, family, and coworkers. It's the exact same story every time. Like clockwork, 6 months after a raise hits, they actually have less cash sitting in their savings than they did before the promotion.
Section 1. The Raise Trap and Lifestyle Inflation. Here's the crazy thing about this trap. Your money got spent before it even hit the account. See, you aren't broke because payroll messed up and the money didn't show up. You're broke because you mentally spent it in advance. The absolute second you got the news about the raise, your brain started allocating it to a car upgrade, a nicer apartment, or some new I deserve this weekly habit. You spent the money in your head before the ink on your new contract was even dry.
Let's put some real numbers to this to see how it works. Say you get a promotion that bumps you from $55,000 to $70,000 a year. That's a $15,000 increase. That is real, substantial money. After taxes, you're looking at roughly an extra $1,000 hitting your checking account every single month. $1,000 extra every 30 days.
Section 2. Anatomy of a raise. Where exactly does that money vanish to? What's kind of terrifying here is just how completely normal this breakdown looks. The dependable old 2016 Civic, traded in for a brand new lease. Bam, that's an extra $260 a month. The perfectly fine one-bedroom apartment gets swapped for a slightly nicer, I finally made it place. There goes another $550. And food delivery? Well, it stops being a rare treat and becomes a Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday habit, effortlessly eating up another $300. Add up just those 3 very standard lifestyle upgrades, and you are looking at $1,110 a month in new spending.
And this brilliantly illustrates the real danger of the raise trap. Those lifestyle upgrades aren't just one-off purchases, they are recurring obligations. Fixed costs literally do not disappear just because your quarterly bonus didn't hit. When you upgrade your car and your rent, you're locking in new fixed costs. Your entire $1,000 raise is completely gone, replaced by heavier, mandatory monthly bills.
Which leads us to some seriously painful math. In so many cases, because people naturally overestimate what their raise can actually cover, they end up, $200 to $400 a month deeper in the hole than they were before the promotion. So technically you're making more money, but structurally, you're in a much worse financial position.
Section 3. The true cost of lifestyle. Let's look beyond the math.
Because the absolute biggest thing lifestyle inflation steals from you is what we call optionality, or the exit door. It's your ability to walk away from a bad job, a toxic manager, or survive a layoff without totally panicking. When you inflate your lifestyle with every single raise, you never build that exit door. You literally can't walk away from a bad boss because your shiny new car payment absolutely demands that you stay and take it. You trap yourself in a golden cage.
And it also costs you the pure magic of compound interest. Think about it. On one side, we have $500 a month bleeding out into depreciating lifestyle upgrades. Basically, cars you won't own in a few years and restaurant meals you won't even remember. Contrast that sharply on the other side against that exact same $500 invested monthly over 30 years from, say, age 26 to 56 at a conservative 8% return. That conservative investment path, it leaves you with roughly $700,000. I mean, that is life-changing money. That's the kind of cash that gives you the choice to keep working at age 56 because you genuinely want to, not because you desperately have to. The true cost of that leased car and weekly takeout isn't just the monthly payment. It's the $700,000 you're sacrificing down the line to have it today.
And honestly, it costs you your everyday leverage right now. Someone sitting on 6 months of liquid living expenses negotiates completely differently. By never letting your raises actually accumulate in the bank, you're sacrificing all your leverage. You force yourself to navigate hard conversations at work, dating, and your broader career from this constant stressful mindset of scarcity. You're always just one paycheck away from a crisis, no matter how high your salary gets.
Section 4. The 4 rules of leverage. Here is the structural fix.
The overarching principle to fix this entire mess is actually super simple. Every single raise gets split before it gets spent. If you don't actively assign the new money a job within 30 days of getting it, your lifestyle is automatically going to assign it one for you. You have to intercept it and take control of the narrative before it hits your checking account. Which brings us to Rule 1, the 50% rule. When you get a raise, you take exactly half of that new increase and route it straight to savings or investments, automatically. You leave the other 50% to genuinely upgrade your lifestyle, completely guilt-free. So, if you get an extra $1,000 a month, $500 builds your future, and $500 buys better dinners or nicer clothes. You still get to live larger, you just aren't letting the whole raise evaporate.
Rule 2 is to automate that transfer before you even log into your banking app and see the money. Set it up to route right on payday, out of sight, out of mind. And Rule 3 is all about patience. You must freeze all new fixed costs, like apartment leases and car loans, for exactly 90 days. Seriously, let the new job high wear off. Let the raise sit for 3 months before you commit to anything that locks in a new monthly bill. You are going to make way clearer decisions at day 90 than you ever will at day 1.
And Rule 4. Set a lifestyle ceiling, not a target. See, most people look at their income and stretch to the absolute maximum lifestyle they can barely afford right now. Don't do that. Set a ceiling, a hard cap on spending that you can comfortably maintain even if your income flatlines for the next 5 years. Then, use your future raises to widen the gap between your ceiling and your income. That gap is how you build your exit door.
Let's quickly recap how to run this uncompromising playbook. Step 1, apply the 50% rule to split the raise. Step 2, automate that transfer on the exact same day you get paid. Step 3, freeze any new fixed costs for 90 days. And Step 4, set a realistic lifestyle ceiling. You do these 4 things, and lifestyle inflation stops being this invisible monster that just happens to you. You finally take control.
Because at the end of the day, getting the raise isn't the actual win. What you do with the raise is the win. The guys who look incredibly successful with their flashy leased cars, and the guys who are actually financially free, yeah, they're rarely the same people. The defining difference isn't how much income they make. It's whether that income was ever allowed to actually accumulate and work for them.
So before we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a quick question. And I'd love for you to drop a comment below and be totally honest. What was the very first upgrade you made after your last raise? Seriously, we've all done it. Absolutely no judgment here, but recognizing that pattern is the very first step to breaking it. Thanks so much for hanging out with me to uncover the true cost of lifestyle, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.